Hey, how's it going? So what we'd like to do today is we'd like to work on our logic. So we've just done a bunch of things with states, right? And with these states, we want to use something a little more complicated and take a bunch of lights that we're going to put up here, make them dependent on the states of these lights down here. To turn these things on and off, we're going to make buttons just like we did last time. So we'll just make the buttons, for example, this guy. And, you know, after you make him, you can't turn this thing on and off. You have to wait a second. Well, you have to actually do a couple of extra things, and then you'll be able to turn this light on and off. Basically, all you have to do is put the button, the reference to the button, the name of the button, into a list. And once you put that button into a list, you'll be able to turn this on and off because I've done the code for turning things on and off myself. Now, that's going to mean you have to make sure that you put these buttons in order in the code. It doesn't matter what you call them, but when you put them in the list, they have to be in order. Otherwise, things won't work out correctly. That's the major issue here. That's the only place where there might be an issue with your programming and my programming not interfacing well. Otherwise, probably all the problems that you're going to have are going to be syntax errors and things like that. So once you've got this button working here, right, what you want to do is you want to create a new button up here, or new indicator up here, and put some logic in there so that when this one's on, this one's off, and so forth and so on. Now that's going to be a not statement, right? So out of this indicator, right, if you ask, is this indicator on or is this active, then you come over here, this negation that you're going to do, not A, is going to say, well, is this not active? Yes, it's not active, so that's true. And that's going to turn this on. And if this is active, it's going to say, is this not active? And it's going to say, no, it is active. So that no is going to make this off. That's basically all that's going to happen for this particular indicator. But we've got a couple more indicators here that are a little more complicated. So what we're going to do is we're going to build two more buttons, right? A B and a C. And these will be independent of A, right? Doing their own thing. And they're connected through this sort of faux wiring diagram in different, more complicated ways to these lights. For example, for this first light, right, what you've got is A comes into this OR statement and B comes into this OR statement, so you have A or B. So if either one of these or both of them together are on, then you've got this this one's going to be on. So both off, not on. B on, it's on. A on, it's on. Both of them together, on, it's on. Okay, so that's more or less what's going to happen. And you see when I click C, nothing happens to this light. So now what I'm going to want to do is wire up this particular thing here. So the flow goes from C into this AND statement, and from B into this AND statement. So I need to add a light there, an indicator, to tell me whether or not both B and C are on. So B is on here, but nothing for B, but C is off. So is B on? Yes. Is C on? No. So that means that B and C are not on. Only one of them is. Obviously, if I take B off and put C on, nothing happens here. I have to have both of them on for this to actually run correctly, for this to light up. So that's what happens with these first three buttons. And obviously, there's this last button here, and or this last indicator here with the complicated thing. The reason why I have this complicated is because you can do logical arithmetic. You can do formulas with the and, ors, and nots. And so I'd like you to do that, right? I'd like you to break this up into two parts, the not B and C and the not B or not C, and put those in your in your computer program, and then you can play with the lights and get everything correctly, which I probably did not do for this. I'm thinking about it. So what I'd like you to do is I'd like you to go through and make all of these things, and then at the very end of of the in-class project, there's a truth table, and fill out the truth table so that everything works out the way it's supposed to work out. So I think that's pretty good. Thank you very much for listening, and I will see you in class. Bye now.